All right. Well, sometimes it takes the microphone a little bit to wake up, a little bit like me. We've got plenty of rain across our area this morning, and you can see it very present here all across our area. And it looks like there's something on the camera here. See if I can figure out what that is. There's something, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's seeing there, but that might be just a little glare. You can see it right there. It's going to drive me crazy. What is that? Let's see. You gotta love live TV, right? Everybody that's, I don't have a producer in here, so it's just me trying to fix these little issues. But we have plenty of rain across our area, and we've been talking about this event for quite some time and trying to figure out the timing of it. But timing for right now is it's all over the place, and it's going to be for a while. A couple of features I want to point out. One is this flash flood warning that continues for parts of Tarrant and Johnson counties. You can see that is covering an area that has had plenty of heavy rain this morning, especially right at the beginning of this loop here. You can see just a very persistent area of heavy rain. That goes until 9:30 a.m., so that's in effect for a while there. We also have plenty of heavy rain across the area, but we have this little segment here, move through Johnson County, moving into Ellis County now. That has some gusty winds with it. It's not severe, but you're going to notice an uptick of winds along with that. You can see the drier air is out there moving through Comanche, Stephenville, Weatherford, so that's kind of the back end of this. The problem is it's not moving very fast, so we will continue to see plenty of rain ahead of that line, and then as this slowly but surely continues eastward, folks will be done with the rain. As far as timelines, I think we're going to be dealing with this rain probably through at least 12, 1, 2 o'clock. It will be ending from west to east. So it'll be ending in Cleburne and Whitney before it ends in Waxahachie and Corsicana. So we're just going to have to watch that slow progression as we get through the afternoon. And of course, as we warm up, the severe weather threat increases as well. So there are different things we're watching today, several different dynamics and different factors that we're paying attention to very closely. So that is what we're watching across our area. And we'll actually get into a few other things as far as your more your farther ahead forecast, I guess we should say, because after today, the weather actually looks quite nice. So let's get over to see if I can get this to transition here. Yes, so let's get into what we're looking at kind of in the bigger scale of things. Today temperatures will be in the 70s here, 70, 71 degrees across the area, and it will be warmer out west because again we will clear out earlier there. We could stay in the 60s farther east, again depending on how quick or not things clear out overnight tonight. We're looking at temperatures that will be in the looks like in the 50s here, 50, 51 degrees. So we will start cooling down, but the really cool air won't really get here until Wednesday, Thursday. We will feel it on Thanksgiving for sure. Now, your allergens are fairly low today. That's the good news. With all of the rain coming around, that's kind of a normal state of affairs here. So the rain will keep allergens on the low end, but I know that sometimes all that humidity and rain doesn't help with your situation either. So take care of yourselves out there. Take a look at the water vapor. You can see very clearly our situation with all of this moisture, all of this convection here. But yes, there is dry air on the backside. So the whole system here, I had somebody tell me this morning, I mean, it doesn't look like it's going anywhere. The rain's just not moving. It's all moving northeastward, but the whole system is moving eastward. So we eventually will be without the rain. It's just going to take a while to get this whole system out of here and get the dry air in from behind it that will cool us down and will dry us up after today. But unfortunately, it's going to take its time, which is why the National Weather Service put that flood watch in place. So you can see all across the Metroplex here and points northward, really from I-20 northward is where they have this flood watch. We do have that flash flood warning that includes parts of Johnson County. So there are some flood issues farther south, but they, I guess, didn't see it as a general enough issue south of the Metroplex to put that watch in place to the point south of I-20. But effective through 6 p.m. today. And that will be when we finally cleared all of this out, and that should give time for all that runoff to settle as well, and for any flooded conditions to hopefully calm down by that time. We also have the threat of severe weather. This has been bumped eastward ever so slightly by the Storm Prediction Center, but we're still seeing this threat of severe weather from about, what is that, about Mount Pleasant up there through the Corsicana area down to Waco, eastward. So I've primarily said east of I-45 in terms of our area. The thing is, this is where the storms will be when we start to hit afternoon heating. So as they move eastward, as we warm up, that will increase those chances of seeing some of those severe conditions. That includes all modes of severe weather are possible today. A low risk of tornadoes. I don't think we see a lot, but there still could be one or two out there, especially east of us. I'm not really concerned about our core counties here. Damaging wind, large hail, those are going to be the primary risks here. Any severe storm you have could meet those two criteria. It's hail an inch or more in diameter, 58 or more mile per hour winds. That's your severe criteria. That's going to be the primary risk. And then, yes, the low risk of flooding as well. Hopefully, by the time this is moving east, this should be moving a little quicker, should have some momentum by then. So hopefully that will help to mitigate that flood risk farther east. So that is what we're looking at in terms of those more detailed risks of what to expect severe weather-wise. So let's look at the forecast here. There's a few things to talk about here. Obviously, today, everybody gets rain. Nobody's going to get missed. Nobody's going to have rain splitting and moving away from you there. So we are looking at temperatures today in the low 70s, upper 60s tomorrow. It won't feel like there's a cold front coming through, but there will be one. We will feel it Wednesday and on Thanksgiving, highs in the low 60s. And then as we get closer to the weekend, more clouds on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, our rain returns. Could be as early as Friday night. And then getting into Saturday, Sunday, now Friday night. I know we have playoff football games going on. So Friday night, Saturday. So I'll be watching that to see if that's going to impact any of that. I know the Waxahachie Indians, my own my own alma mater, if you will, in the game Saturday. So we'll be watching to see if that's going to impact it. Unfortunately, it could play a little bit of havoc on those games. But Saturday, Sunday could be into Monday. And then Monday, Tuesday, I'm still watching those models to see if we've got a big cold front coming through. Models are still... They fight like brother and sister sometimes. They just don't want to seem to agree on things. So we're still watching some back and forth, but that will be getting into the 7-day forecast pretty soon. So I'll let you know when we get to that point. But for now, rain today, cold front tomorrow, getting cooler for the holiday. And then, hey, a nice rest of the week, but more rain this weekend. So if you have weekend plans, definitely keep that in mind as we go forward here. So let's get back to the radar here. Let me get myself back well oriented here. And we'll get to some questions here. Nancy, you're asking what time for the line east of Waco. It will probably be closer to, 7 o'clock now? I would say closer to at least maybe 10, 11 o'clock before it is east of Waco. It's just not moving very quickly. It's moving very slowly, taking its sweet time. I think we got a visitor here. And that would be the weather cat himself. Hopefully he doesn't disrupt things. He has a tendency to want to climb on the equipment because he knows that'll make me stop and pay attention to it. But hopefully he'll play nice here. So these showers, again, this line, we've seen parts of this line every now and then get a little push eastward by some stronger winds. But the complex itself, and we'll go a little further to the southeast just to show you that, the whole line here has just been taking its time. Later today, though, should see a little more movement, but I would say for that line east of Waco, it's probably going to be at least 10, 11 o'clock before it clears east of there. Until then, the Waco area just getting some scattered showers, not near as widespread as it is up closer to the Metroplex here, but you're going to see plenty of rain there either way, at least, those scattered showers until we see more of that more solid activity come in later today. Taylor, you're asking, can the showers and rain we're getting now stabilize the air? Taylor, I know you're concerned about tornadoes. I know you're concerned about severe weather. Unfortunately, for areas east of I-45, that severe weather risk does exist. There's really no getting around that today. I know that you have a tendency, and all of us do, I was the same as a kid, look for any indication at all to reduce that severe weather threat. Unfortunately, at this point, we haven't seen that. It's all going to be timing. The reason that they moved that severe threat ever so slightly to the east is it looked like that system was going to be farther east, maybe speed up a little more. This has already sped up a few times. And so as we move eastward, you will see that severe weather threat increasing. The good news is, I know you're in the Currens area. I'm expecting most of the severe weather to be east of that area. It may start out near Corsicana Currens, but once those storms really have a chance to mature, I think they're probably going to be east of there. So I will continue to watch that. Of course, if you're concerned about severe weather, you can keep counting on us to keep you informed. Teenager saying the first day of retirement and this was the weather. Hey, at very least, you don't have to commute anywhere, right? That's the beauty of retirement. You don't have to get out and go anywhere. Find that that can be a way to kind of celebrate that. I want to show you what this line is doing. We talked about how every now and then we see these eastward progressions. We showed you these winds that were moving eastward. Well, now they're moving northeast. So this little segment here, they get a little push, they get a little momentum from those winds, and then they weaken a little bit and get caught up in the overall train here, the overall trend, and so that will continue to keep it pushing northeastward. But if you look back at the line, you can see that there's a slow but sure progression eastward. But Hamilton, flooding will be an issue there because you see there's plenty of heavy rain, more heavy rain going that way. Same with Meridian, same eventually with Cleburne, as we have this little train that's just going to keep training over that area and not move eastward much at all. It's going to be a rainy day across the area. There's no way around that. But the good news is, it won't be a late night. It was an early start to the morning, but it won't be a late night. Tonight, we'll be getting this stuff out of here by the mid to late afternoon hours. And that's good for me. I've got other things I got to be doing this afternoon anyway. So we'll be plenty busy here in the morning hours. But as we go through the afternoon, we will see things continue to improve. I'm going to continue watching this. I'm going to keep an eye on all of this for you. And of course, you can always expect more updates to be posted on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X. Those are where we post, hey, here's a quick 30-minute update, that sort of thing. So make sure you're following South Metro Weather for more updates throughout the day, and I'll bring a few more live updates throughout the day as well.
A smile upon your face, and I see something shimmering in your eyes. And they say if you want to glimpse the future, you need space. And you said you'll put down your more